Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create this beautiful Christmas project using our new ice skating scene stamp. It's a really beautiful image, so I want to show you how to colour this in and how to make up this beautiful card. So we are going to get started. I've got a piece of white smooth card and I've got my little anti-static bag here, and I'm going to give it a little dust over. Okay. I'm going to take my stamp, which I've already got on a block, and you can see with our stamp that the snowflakes are separate, so you can either lift those out of the middle or pop them in if you want to. You can pop a sentiment in there if you want to instead as well. So I'm going to use a VersaFine Clear ink pad in Morning Mist. I personally prefer this from a black ink pad because I just think it's a little bit softer and a little bit more subtle, which I personally really like. So we're going to just ink up the stamp like so. Lots of light tapping all over the image, and then we're going to place this down onto our card and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image like so. You're then going to lift that off, and we're going to cover with the Wow Clear Gloss Superfine Embossing Powder. I'm using my embossing powder from a large jar, which we do stock on the website, but a standard jar is absolutely fine. I just find it easier to have the big jars of the colours that I use a lot. So that would be like Clear Gloss Superfine, the Gold Superfine, Silver Superfine, and my Sparkles as well. And I use a lot of Hollywood Hills too, so I do have a large jar in that one. So we're now going to heat this up. So to heat it up, I'm going to hold my heat gun still. As soon as I see that embossing powder start to melt and change, I'm going to move my heat gun over the image. So you can see how we are literally chasing that embossing powder. There we go. So that is nicely heated up now. So now I'm going to start and go in with my Copic markers to colour in. So I'm going to grab out a variety of greens and a few different colours to start and get in there and start to colour. I do like to kind of work on a little bit of either scrap card or just onto the corner of my paper as well when I am colouring. So I'm going to go in with the dark green first, and this is ocean green that I'm using. I'm just going to flick a little bit of colour into these pine branches at the top. So all I'm doing is just keeping my pressure nice and light and just doing like little flicky strokes. So then I'm going to go in next with a paler green. I'm going to go in with this Nile green. I'm just going to colour in the other little sections like so. So I'm not being too precise in how I colour this. I'm literally just going in and getting that colour onto the image. I'm going to go over the edge as well because we are going to trim it down, but you can see how that then gives you the dimension on the branches. So I'm then going to go in with this is quite a bright green, so this one's called emerald green, but I'm actually going to glitter the leaves. So this is going to make a nice zingy base colour to pop our glitter over the top. So I'm going to just colour in the leaves. I'm not even bothering shading these ones because we are going to glitter them. So I'm just going to get a bit of colour on there basically. And again, I'm using Copics. You could use watercolour paints. You could use coloured pencils if you wanted to. There's lots and lots of different materials that you could be using to colour these in. So you can see how you can take your time doing this. I absolutely love colouring in as well, so I would literally be sat here for hours colouring this image in. But you can, it's up to you. You can go as kind of detailed and involved as you like with the shading, which I do like to do. If I'm doing a special card, I do tend to kind of go to town and I'll do my alcohol markers and then get my pencils out over the top. But when you're doing something like this, where you want it to be a little bit quicker, you can cheat a little bit. So there we go. And you can see how pretty that then looks. So I'm going to grab a red for the berries. So I'm going to go for strong red for this one. So what I like about Copics as well, because they've got this flexible brush tip. It's really good for getting into the detail of the image, like so. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of browns now. I'm going to take this one and this one. So this one is sepia. I'm going to use that, and that's just to colour. Can I see any pine cones there? One there. The little pine cones. That's that bit. And then we'll go back in with a little bit more green because I've missed a couple of leaves. There we go. Right then. So now I'm going to go in and start and colour my trees. So I'm going to do the little tree trunks first. So I've done a darker colour down each side. So that colour was dark brown, very aptly named. And I'm going to go in with the sepia and just colour over the top. Just infill in to the middle. Like so. And then I'm going to go in with a darker green. So that's ocean. What's this one? Forest green. And I'm going to colour in my trees, but I'm going to leave the top bits where it looks a bit snowy. I'm going to leave white because we'll put some glitter onto those. So like so, you can just see how you can go in and add the colour. Sorry, I always go so quiet when I'm colouring in. Like the concentration, isn't it? So that's that tree done. So I'm going to do the other trees over here, and I know it looks a bit too bright at the moment, but trust me, once we get the glitter on, it's going to look awesome. Right, there we go. So you can see how that's starting to look now. We're going to colour in our little robin as well. So again, I'm going to take that dark brown. I'm going to colour in just across his little back, these little feathers there. Darken that bit in. I'm going to grab a lighter brown as well. You can see what I've got in here. Some grey. Might be, yeah. So I'm going to colour in with the dark brown and the sepia. I'm going to leave a little bit of colour just around his eye and on his little face there. That's him coloured in so far. I'm just going to add a little bit of a lighter, so this is dull ivory that I'm using there now. And then we'll do his little red breast. So we're going to go in with strong red first, just along there. And I'm going to go in with lipstick orange to just shade that in. So you can see you've got your little robin at the front. And then I'm going to start and work on the houses. So basically to do these, all I've done is picked out like 3 colours that look a bit like bricks. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to use dull ivory as well on one of them. So I'm going to go in with my darkest colour first, which is chamois. So I'm going to do that in the distance. So these 2 little houses that are in the distance are going to be coloured in with the chamois. So that one there. There. And I've just noticed I missed my little tree here, so we'll just grab a green, colour that in. And then we're going to take a slightly lighter colour to come for the next one. So this one is called Brick Beige. And again, I'm leaving the little rooftops white because we're going to cover those with some snow. Okay, and then I'm going to go with the dull ivory for this house at the front here. Oh, this actually looks a little bit darker than the other one, but okay. And then we're going to start and colour the little front doors in. So I'm going to do this one in red. I'm going to go in with that lipstick orange and colour that in. And there's a little wreath on that door as well, so we'll pop a little bit of green on there. And we're going to colour in the other doors as well. But before I do that, I'm going to colour in my little people at the front. So I'm going to start off with a nice rich blue. for his jacket. So that's ultramarine. Do his trousers in dark brown. Again, just touching in with that colour. There we go, and you can have a little red hat on, so I'll go in with my strong red. Red hat and scarf, and she can have a red jacket. Like so, she can have a little ultramarine hat and scarf. There we go, and I'm going to grab a nice dark navy for her trousers, so she can be Prussian blue. Okay, and we'll do this little door in the dark blue as well. Okay, I'm going to do this little one here in, oh no, I'll do this little girl here that's building a snowman in the lipstick orange. I'm going to colour this little dog in. So that's using the chamois. And then I'm going to grab in a purple. So this is deep reddish blue that I'm going to use for this one. That's a new colour. I've not noticed that name before. We'll do that little door as well in that colour, and we'll give her blue jeans. There we go. And then we just want to add a little bit of colour for that door at the back. So for that, I'll go for the strong red. Do a little red, a red door like that. Okay, so you can see how really that's come together nice and easily. So what I would then do is I like to go in and add like a little bit of shade just around the snowflake. So this particular colour is called pale blue grey, and you literally like go in and just like scribble a bit of colour over the snowflakes, and when it dries down it just adds a bit of shadow. And I like to do the same on these little hills as well, and all that does is it's just going to add a little bit of shading onto the image. Okay, so you can see how that is now looking. So now I'm going to take my guillotine, I'm going to trim down the image, move it off each side. A little bit more, fraction more. There we go. So that would then be our image there. Then I'll grab in a little bit of scrap paper while we glitter this up. So I'm going to start off by doing the green. In fact, no, I'm going to start by doing the red, because you should always work from your darkest colour to your lightest. So I'm going to do my red first, which will obviously just be my little berries. And then I would like my mint crisp glitter, which I've tidied away into the drawer. Have a little rummage. Grasshopper. Not the one I wanted. Right, I'll grab my mint crisp in a moment. Normally put them all in my little tray with my demo prep, but anyway, we'll start with the red. So we'll go in with a little bit of PVA glue. So I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to put my little dots onto where the little berries are. And then I'm going to cover that with my glitter. Like so, and then we'll pop that back into the jar. Okay, so on my finished sample I've used mint crisp, but for some reason it seems to have mislaid my little, oh here it is. I had prepped it, I knew I'd got it out, I've put it in a different drawer. Right, so we're going to use mint crisp now. And what we're going to do is just glitter over the leaves. So literally just infill them. We're then going to take the mint crisp glitter and sprinkle it over the top, like so. So when it dries, you'll get some of your green shining through from underneath. So we're going to do the same with this one here. And again, sprinkle over your glitter, like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same. These little leaves here. Sprinkle over your glitter. So you can see how instantly by adding that glitter, it's really made your image start to pop. So what we're going to add in now is we're going to add in the All That Glistens, which is like a snowy white. It is fabulous for adding snow onto your project. So we're going to add this onto the tops. Of the little Christmas tree, so you can just scribble on. Scribble on your glitter. There we go. And then tap away the excess. Okay. And then what we're going to do is take some of the Crystallina glitter, which is this one here. So this is just like a see-through transparent glitter. So it's just going to add a beautiful sparkle under whatever you put it on. So I'm going to just scribble my glitter onto the branches. And then I'm going to take my glue and just drag it underneath the hills like so. And then we're going to just sprinkle over the Crystallina. Okay, and then you can see how we've transformed that into the most beautiful festive image. Okay, it looks so, so pretty. So I'm just going to pop my pens away as well. You can have a little look at that and see what the finished result then is. And that just clears up a little bit of room to do the die cutting next. So, there we go. Right, so we're going to lift that out of the way and I'm going to show you exactly how I've built up my base card. So, I'm starting with an 8x8 card blank. Okay, and I've got a piece of our lovely Lapis Lazuli pearl paper that I'm going to stick down first. So a little bit of glue on the back. Now again, if you want to make a smaller project, you can do. This stamp is absolutely perfect for making little small cards for posting, because you could just stamp it flat, colour it in, add a little bit of glitter on, and it's going to look gorgeous. So I've stuck that one down flat. I'm then going to take a piece of patterned paper. This is from the Frosty Christmas paper pad. And I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen. Just going to drag this along the side, like so. And then we're going to stick that down onto our base card. Again, just a little bit of the Collal all-purpose glue on the back. And that's going to get stuck down onto my base card like so. Okay. What we're then going to do is we've got our beautiful Snowflake circle die. And this is one of our 8x8 dies. So I've taken that and I've taped it onto a piece of crystal white card that I've cut down to 8 inches square. So I'm using my Gemini machine. So starting with my base plate and my plastic shim, I'm going to place my die cut side up. I'm going to place my cutting plate on the top and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. I don't use the magnetic shim in this sandwich because sometimes it's a little bit too much and it can twist your paper and it doesn't give you as good a die cut result. This way you'll get a much better result each and every time. So we're then going to take that out and we're going to rotate the die by 90 degrees. We're going to run that back through the machine again. We're going to grab that at the other side. You can see that is beautifully die cut. I've then taken the next smaller circle from the Snowflake Circles die set and we're going to die cut that one out as well. And I'm die cutting that out of a piece of that gorgeous snowflake patterned paper. So we're just going to run that through our machine like so. This out. Lift that away and then we're going to take our little waste basket and push through all of these little bits on the snowflakes. So we literally just take your pokey tool, take your time. So then we'll just work around pushing all of these little bits out. Like so. It is such a gorgeous die, this as well. It's really, really beautiful. See how you can just wiggle these pieces out. There we go. It's just about through. There we go. So what we're going to do now is stick this snowflake circle into the middle of this one. So just use a little bit of your Collal glue. And just stick that down in the middle. And then we're going to take our Crystallina glitter again. And we're going to take our chisel tip glue pen. And what we're going to do is just, I always pump the glue pen down just to make sure there's glue at the tip. But then, we can just work our way around, gluing over the image, like so. and just dunk that in to that beautiful Crystallina glitter. Like so. Okay then, so what we're then going to do, once we've glittered all the way around the edge, so we're going to grab that back in and we're going to add some little jewels around the snowflake frame. And this is like a fun little extra touch. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm going to pop my foam pads on the back before I start to add these on, because it just makes it that little bit easier. We go. Right, so we're going to flip that over, and then we're going to take our dries clear PVA glue, and we're going to put a little dot just in the middle of each of these snowflakes, and then we are going to take our little picky up tool and we'll grab out some silver jewels from the box. We do refill packs as well of the Bling box, some of the jewels for the Bling boxes now as well. So if you're finding like you're using a lot of the silvers, you can just buy a little refill pack for them too. Okay, so we're going to just work our way around and just add a little jewel into the centre. And then we're going to do this. There we go. So we've got those snowflakes all nicely stuck on now. So we're going to stick this onto the front of our card. Let me just grab my little basket in to pop my foam pad backs in. These are of course our foam pads on a roll. I use these all the time. They are fabulous and so easy to just whip the backs off. I'm probably making this look a lot more difficult at the moment because I'm trying not to knock any of the little jewels. Right, so I'm going to pop that in the middle there like so. I've then got a piece of this lovely ribbon. I'm that we're going to wrap around the middle of the card, and I'm hoping that I've cut this long enough to get a knot. Maybe it's not. What we'll do is we'll tie it, we'll pop it, wrap it and pop it inside. So we're going to just wrap this around the middle of our card, like so. Take a little bit of tape to hold this in place. Now what I would ordinarily do is I would then pop an insert inside my card, so you would hide all of these horrible workings, because you don't really want to see those. This round, pop that one there. Trim off the edges. So I would like stick something on the top here and a piece in here too. And that would then act as your little insert for your card. Then I'm going to take a little piece of ribbon, like so. Better a little higher up. And I'm going to tie it in a little knot here. Like so. And snip away the edges. Okay, and then we're going to pop that to one side. We're going to take our little topper that we've already created, and we're going to start and mat and layer this up. So I'm going to mat it onto a piece of navy pearl paper. And again, I'm just doing these mats and layers by eye. I'm not measuring these or anything like that. But that looks pretty even. And I'm going to stick this onto a little bit of mirror card. Just using my Dry's clear glue there, because it grabs a little bit quicker onto mirror card. Some foam pads onto the back of here, and we'll get this stuck onto our card. So again, take the backs off, quick and easy. See, I've knocked some of my little jewels out of alignment there. So that's then going to go on my card at a slight angle. We're going to pop our little topper on top of there. And there we go. Goes down onto there. And then we're going to stamp a little sentiment. So I'm going to stamp this onto just some plain white card. And I'm just going to use that Morning Mist ink pad again. So this With Love at Christmas is from our Snowflake sentiment set. A quick little blast from my heat gun. Just to dry that off. And then we're going to take our guillotine. I'm going to trim this down. And then we want a little bit of mirror card. Okay, and then we're going to pop our little bow over the top here. So we'll grab a little glue dot in just to stick that down. And we'll pop a jewel in the middle. Okay, and if I bring my finished one in, all I've done is added 3 little jewels into the corner, and that then would be your finished card. So I really hope that you've enjoyed creating this project with me. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, all of the materials that I've used are linked in the description below. You can shop all of the items online at www.chloescreativecards.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. Bye.